Indians enlisted in the army without proper training and proper equipping for war. Why is Bishop Oyedepo so emphatic, angry at the devil? This man survived tuberculosis. Why is Pastor Oyedepo so humble? How can God pick a man from a no background? You know, some people have low background. Some have low, some have no. How can God pick a man from a no background? Then you suddenly think you are a great man? No. That is why humility is easy for him to teach. Because he remembered for you to be a witness. What have you experienced? Apostle Peter said, I was a witness of his suffering. I was a witness of his suffering. I can tell you, I knew what happened to him. Why am I here tonight? That I may know him, the power of his mind, and the fellowship of his suffering. I want to know you afresh. Because if you don't have an account, I'm not saying a encounter of angels. I am not saying you see angels in your dream. I mean, do God meet you? Men that are great are men that God met. The way he met Saul. He came to Peter one day, he said, follow me. He can't forget that day. He can't forget that day. He can't forget. He met Matthew the tax collector. He said, follow me. The guy cannot forget that day. Apostle Paul was going on his own. He said, follow me. He said, you will bear the light. Paul cannot forget that day. What is it you can't forget? You cannot witness to a generation until you remember where God met you. Oh man, hey, where did God meet you? Where did God meet you? Babalola cannot forget where the tractor stopped. He was driving the tractor, the thing stopped, and God called him. That's where AKG comes today. He cannot forget. He cannot forget. That is why the message is strong. It's a message of an encounter. You can't wake up and say, what should I do next? Oh, it's not what should I, it's what did I encounter? How did YMR start? I come here December 27 every year to wait on the Lord for the new year. It was my encounter. This is Pastor Wale. I said, will you follow me that year? And he agreed to follow me. Later we made it open to people. That meeting is my personal encounter. That was what I do every year before it became a meeting for everybody. But guess what? Even in the meeting, I didn't lose myself. He said, I come to exhort you as an elder who have witnessed the sufferings of the Lord. What did God collect from you? What did God collect from you? What did God ask you that you gave him? What? Because when we talk about encounter today, you think about seeing angels, seeing demons. That's what you think. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I can't forget the day the Lord asked me to do prayer work. And it was, I told him I can pray in my room. He said, get on the street, let's talk, pray. And I was struggling in praying. And I started the prayer work, and suddenly rain began to fall, and I ran under the arena. And suddenly I saw Arole come inside the rain doing prayer work. And God said, if a comedian can be in the rain praying, you are a pastor, stay under the arena. And I ran out under the arena. I was in the rain. And when I got to the front of current Peaceville now, that secondary school, when I got there, God said, stop. I said, stop. I paused. He said, what do you see on the floor? I said, I see water. He said, can any man deny rain fell? I said, no. He said, no man shall deny your impact. I moved again. He said, wait. How do you feel? He said, I'm wet. He said, as you are wet, so shall your impact wet the earth. When I pray for you, I know. I'm not praying because I'm looking for a statement to give you. It was an encounter. was in that bedroom that day after is it not 7 hours or 8 hours prayer? And the Lord said to me, Daniel, I said, sir, he said, I have injected you with a virus called the virus of greatness. Anybody you meet, transmit the same. These things are not statements calling down, they are encounters. Transmit the same to them. He said it's an incurable virus. He said, I have anointed you with the anointing of herb. Anybody, he said Yoruba, only motiba oda majemu igbe dide. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá pàdé kò sí bó ṣe lè lọlẹ̀ yóò dìde. So when I pray that God will lift you, it's not statement, it's an encounter. It was produced from the place of an encounter.